Elon Musk. The man building the future. Imagine a person who simultaneously runs several of the largest companies in the world. Welcome to Top People. Today, Elon Musk. Childhood. A world that did not accept him. June 28, 1971. Pretoria, South Africa. Who launches rockets into space and lands them back on Earth. Who wants to relocate humanity to Mars. Who is reshaping the rules of the automotive industry, energy, and artificial intelligence. Sounds like a character from science fiction? No. This is a real person, and his name is Elon Musk. But before he became the richest man on the planet, he was a boy who was beaten up at school every single day. Before he built rockets, he lost everything. Before the world knew his name, he stood on the edge of total failure. This is a story about how a dream turns out to be stronger than reality. A boy is born to engineer Elon Musk and Canadian model Mae Musk. They name him Elon. From the very beginning, it was clear. This child was different. By 3, he was already reading. By 9, he had read every book in the school library. Then every encyclopedia at home. When the books ran out, he moved on to Britannica and read it cover to cover. But at school, things were very different. Elon was strange. He could not read social cues. He might stop mid-conversation and go silent inside his own head, simply because a thought there was more interesting. His classmates did not understand him, and what they do not understand, they destroy. He was bullied brutally. Once, a group of boys threw him down a flight of stairs. He lost consciousness. He woke up in hospital. The scars on his face stayed with him for life. Home was not peaceful either. His parents divorced when Elon was 9. He chose to stay with his father, a decision he would later say was a mistake. Elon Musk was a hard, cold man. Elon called him an evil genius. But it was in these years of loneliness that something important was born. When the world outside does not accept you, you build a world inside. At 10, Elon discovered computers. It was a Commodore VIC-20, a simple machine with a basic programming language. The manual was designed for 6 months of study. Elon finished it in 3 days. At 12, he wrote his first game, a simple space shooter called Blastar, and sold it to a magazine for $500. He was 12 years old, and he was already earning money doing what he loved. Escape and a new world. At 17, Elon made a decision. He would leave, far from South Africa, far from his father, far from everything that had broken him. First, Canada. His mother was there. Opportunity was there. He moved. He worked on a farm. He cleaned boilers at a lumber mill. He picked up trash. He did anything at all just to survive. Then, Queen's University in Ontario. Then, a transfer to the University of Pennsylvania, one of the best in the country. He earned 2 degrees, in economics and in physics, because he could not choose just one. In 1995, he was accepted into Stanford's graduate program in applied physics, a dream for many. Elon lasted 2 days. 2 days. And he left. Because outside, it was 1995. The internet was just beginning, and Elon Musk understood. This was his moment. Right now. And waiting was not an option. First companies. From 0 to millions. Together with his brother Kimball, Elon founded his first company, Zip2. The idea was simple, an online directory for newspapers with maps and business addresses. Today, that sounds obvious. In 1995, it was a revolution. There was no office. The brothers lived in the workspace, sleeping on fold-out cots, showering at a nearby gym. Elon worked 20 hours a day. Literally. In 1999, the company was acquired by Compaq for $307 million. Elon's share, $22 million, 27 years old, $22 million in the bank. Most people would have stopped there. Elon put almost all of it into his next project. X.com, an online bank, one of the first payment systems on the internet. The company later merged with a competitor, Confinity. New name, PayPal. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon Musk's share, $180 million. He was 30 years old. He was wealthy. He could have retired. But in his head, another idea was already alive, an idea that everyone around him called madness. Space. The dream no one took seriously. Elon Musk wanted to send humans to Mars. Not metaphorically, literally. He wanted to make humanity a multi-planetary civilization. Because he believed, if all the eggs are in one basket, the planet Earth, then any catastrophe destroys everything. In 2001, he flew to Moscow to buy old Soviet rockets. Cheaply. The Russian engineers received him coldly. One of them spat on Musk's shoe. The deal fell through. On the flight back, Elon opened his laptop and started calculating. It turned out, the raw materials for a rocket cost 3% of its price. Everything else, manufacturing, middlemen, bureaucracy. The conclusion was clear. He had to build rockets himself. In 2002, he founded SpaceX. He put in $100 million of his own money. Experts laughed. NASA astronauts shook their heads. Everyone said the same thing. A private company cannot build rockets. It is impossible. The first Falcon 1 launch, failure. The rocket exploded. The second launch, failure. Another explosion. The third launch, failure. Another explosion. 3 explosions. Hundreds of millions of dollars in smoke. The team on the verge of collapse. The money nearly gone. Elon gathered the team and said, "We have enough money for exactly one last launch. If it fails, SpaceX is over, but we will make this launch, and it will succeed." September 28, 2008. The fourth Falcon 1 launch. The rocket rose, reached orbit, successfully. The team wept. Elon wept. Weeks later, NASA signed a contract with SpaceX worth $1.6 billion. The company was saved. Tesla, the war for the future of the car. Alongside SpaceX, Elon had invested in another impossible idea. In 2004, he became the lead investor in a small startup, Tesla Motors. He put in $6.5 million and became chairman of the board. Later, chief executive officer. The goal was simple and impossible at the same time. Make an electric car people actually want to buy. Not because it is ecological, but because it is the best. The automotive industry laughed. Nobody believed a small startup could challenge General Motors, Toyota, BMW. 2008 became the hardest year of Musk's life. SpaceX on the verge of bankruptcy. Tesla on the verge of bankruptcy. His personal life collapsing. A first divorce. He had no money even for rent. He was living at friends' homes. In interviews from that time, he spoke. And his voice broke. "I never thought I would be where I am right now. It was terrible." But he did not give up. He borrowed money from friends. He put his last funds into Tesla. He sent a letter to investors on Christmas Eve asking for help. And the world responded. Tesla survived. SpaceX survived. And the real rise began. Tesla Roadster. Model S. Model 3. The best-selling electric car in history. Today, Tesla is worth more than Toyota, Ford, and General Motors combined. Other empires, but even that was not enough for Elon Musk. Solar City, a solar energy company. Goal: give every home clean energy. Neuralink, a company developing brain-computer interfaces. Goal: connect the human brain to a computer, help paralyzed people move again, and in the future, expand the capabilities of the human mind. The Boring Company, a company building tunnels under cities. Goal: free megacities from traffic. xAI, an artificial intelligence company, with its own model, Grok. And Twitter, which he bought for $44 billion in 2022. Renamed it X, and turned it into something entirely new. Any single one of these projects could be the life's work of any other person. For Musk, it is simply a current to-do list. The human behind the mask. But who is Elon Musk beyond business? He has been married 3 times. Twice. To the same woman, actress Tallulah Riley. He has 11 children from several partners. He has publicly acknowledged that he has Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism. This explains much. Genius-level focus, difficulty in social interaction, a directness that borders on bluntness. He sleeps 6 hours. He works 80 to 100 hours a week. He says he does not know how to rest. His mind never switches off. He is criticized, harshly. For his management style, he fired thousands of people with a single email. For his social media posts, unpredictable, provocative, sometimes outright reckless. Tesla's stock fell because of a single tweet. Cryptocurrencies soared and crashed because of his posts. He is worshipped. He is hated. He cannot be ignored. Once he was asked what drives him, he answered simply, "I want to die, knowing that humanity will live among the stars. Everything else is details." Records and achievements. In 2021, Elon Musk became the richest person on the planet. His net worth exceeded $300 billion. SpaceX became the first private company to send humans to the International Space Station. The Falcon 9 rocket has completed over 200 successful launches and returns to Earth, landing vertically. Starship, the largest rocket in human history, is undergoing testing. Destination: Mars. Starlink, SpaceX's satellite internet, already provides connectivity in the most remote corners of the planet. During the war in Ukraine, Starlink became critical infrastructure. Tesla Autopilot, a self-driving system that is gradually making driving safer. And all of this, one person, one mind, one will. What he tells us. The story of Elon Musk is not a story about money, and not about genius. It is a story about what happens when a person refuses to accept the limitations the world tries to impose on them. The boy who was bullied at school decided to change the school, and the entire world along with it. The man who was told impossible proved over and over again that it was possible. The entrepreneur who lost everything and started again. His favorite quote belongs to Henry Ford. "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Elon Musk always thought he could, and that is exactly why he changed the world. Conclusion. That is who he is, Elon Musk, genius and provocateur, dreamer and pragmatist, a man building the future, while others are still discussing the past. Whether you love him or not, one thing cannot be denied. The world with Elon Musk in it is a different world. If this story got to you, leave a like and subscribe to Top People. New stories every day. In our next episode, we tell the story of a person whose life was just as extraordinary. A person who lost everything and built an empire from nothing. We'll be back soon.